Recognizing and fostering young talent is something that IBM realizes is instrumental to one of our core values, innovation. And so we really appreciate the work that City and State does, and we thank you all for being here and recognizing these rising stars.
So I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. I certainly appreciate the level of leadership represented in this room, and we look forward to working with all of you in the future.
We're thrilled for your achievements, congratulations, and lots of good luck in your futures.
Welcome back to City and State TV. I'm Morgan Pekma here at City and State's Rising Star reception in City Hall Restaurant in Manhattan. We are here with another one of our tremendous rising stars. Jonathan Westin is the Executive Director of New York Communities for Change. Jonathan, congratulations. What does it mean to you to receive this recognition?
It's great. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Follow the magazine and the newspaper, obviously, very closely with everything that's happening. I think a lot of good reporting that comes out of the work that all the reporters at City and State do, and I think it's an honor to be there with a lot of the other fellow honorees. So happy to be a part of it.
And Jonathan, obviously, there's been so much talk about this progressive wave of change this past year. And you are right in the center of it. What is it like from your perspective to be in this position?
Well, I think the limits of what are possible have changed, right? The limits of what we were able to do under Mayor Bloomberg and Christine Quinn, was only able to go so far. And I think what we're looking forward to is really pushing the limits of what is really possible for working families in this city in terms of raising wages, in terms of affordable housing development for the lowest income people, in terms of really creating good, vibrant public schools that are not privatized throughout the city. I think we really want to see how far we can push things, and excited to see the potential of it.
Yeah, certainly excited, but is there a little bit of trepidation too? Like when you're on the outside looking in, you can always have an excuse, but now it's you hold all the cards. So is it this is the moment of truth for you?
Well, the good thing for me is I'm always on the outside. So I'm always outside looking in, looking to push as much as possible. I mean, obviously we have more of a voice within City Hall and within the City Council than during the Bloomberg-Quinn years. But I think we still want to be able to kind of push from the left in terms of where things are able to go. So, we continue to play the outside role, but from a different position.
And so how did you find yourself in being so young in this such an important position with such an influential organization?
I mean, it's not necessarily something I chose. The Executive Director of New York Communities for Change, who was my predecessor, my mentor, passed away 2 years ago, John Kest, and I took over the organization. And I think we have been only able to build off of what he built for 30 years in this city. Working with Bill de Blasio before Bill de Blasio was Bill de Blasio, working with Melissa Mark-Viverito before she was Melissa Mark-Viverito, and doing all the sorts of things that built us to get us to where we are now. And it's really up to us to really carry things on.
When you talk about people who started off as activists and now are extraordinarily influential elected officials, do you think that you'll ever go that route of electoral politics yourself?
Never. I will never be an elected official.
Why is that?
I just think it's so important to play the outside game, really, no matter who is in office. They constantly pushing. The only way we actually make real movement is by having folks on the outside pushing an aggressive agenda. And I think we want to continue to do that. That's what I have come up doing, and I'll continue doing.
And for somebody who is interested in affecting change in their community, but they don't know how to get involved in activism, what kind of advice would you offer to them or guidance?
Get a group of neighbors together, go talk to your elected officials in the neighborhood, tell them what you want. If they don't do what you want, push them and continue pushing them until they do it. I mean, I think it's the basis behind the organizing we do is, pushing elected officials to, actually work with the folks in the community and, do what's right. And if they're not doing what's right, we push them.
Jonathan Westin, Executive Director of New York Communities for Change, congratulations on being one of City and State's Rising Stars.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Enjoy the evening.